take one. I'm back. In today's video, I want to share the process of a painting that I'm going to be embarking on as I talk about this very important topic that came to me, oddly enough, after my last video. But in between, I want to give you guys an update about how we've been doing here since the historic, disastrous Hurricane Melissa, and how we have been recovering since then. We were 40 days plus without power. And girl, and then of course, I gotta give you guys an update on my hair, what I'm doing, because as you can see, I've got some mini twists in my hair, and that's for good reason. Hopefully wrap up at the end with some channel updates and what you can expect and how I plan to pivot for 2026 for God's standard of beauty. So let's get started. So we finally got our power back after 40 days, and I will say that it might have felt like an impossible situation, but God really showed up for my husband and I during the post-Hurricane Melissa recovery. Not only did we have neighbors who allowed us to charge our devices, but we had candles and lanterns. God really kept us through it. We were able to, keep canned food, and we never went hungry. We never felt like, devastated, or never really felt the true impacts, save for the lack of electricity and, running water. But I will say that it absolutely put in perspective how blessed we were, because during the hurricane, the worst of it, we lost our ackee tree too, by the way. They had to cut it down. But during the worst of it, we did not feel, it really put in perspective the mercy of God, because where we are, we did get hit hard. Like, the eye wasn't that far, and this part of the island is still recovering. But I will say that our town, our little small town, is still at it. So I want to thank all of you who have donated to the GoFundMe for our church, because our church was hit hard and we are in the process of rebuilding it. But because of that, we have the roofing getting on soon, we have the frame up, and so we're just so grateful for all of you who gave and donated. I appreciate it. And the GoFundMe is still active, so if you want to still contribute to it, it's available. I'll have the link in the pinned comments. But other than that, I'm so grateful and thankful for you. This is actually the scale of the painting itself, but I'm going to shrink it probably, because it's just really big. I'm going to shrink it and do some thumbnail sketches to try to get it out of my head and understandable on how I'm going to order the composition and everything. So let's get started. I had a male friend named Luke. We met at church almost a decade ago, and it was an instant connection. As time passed, our interactions grew flirtatious and tempting at times. We weren't sure if it was what God wanted, so we continued to pray. So I decided to go with this one, the one you see on the screen. And I've been at it for the last couple of hours. I'm going to get back to it, maybe take a break after another 30 minutes, but it's been a lot of concentration, so I'll be back when I have some more substantial developments. But over time, my feelings for him intensified, and I desired more than a platonic friendship with him. But he wasn't really as decisive. Even though we hadn't officially become a couple, we were actually quite possessive of each other. To the point where if I had any interactions with a man that bordered on flirting, or he had interactions with a female, we would get irritated with each other, but never disclose the real issue. The more time went by, and I still didn't know where I stood in his heart, it was still confusing, I started to give up. One time I was asked on a date by a male coworker at the job I was working at, which, if there are any young ladies out there, or even ladies in general, don't ever date your coworker. Not saying it never works, but it almost always never works out.
I kept it from Luke because I knew it would make things awkward, and as fate would have it, he tried contacting me during the date.
Okay. I think the worst part was the beginning. So I'm like, where do I place them? But now the easy part, no, the hard part is the painting because I'm like, I don't know what colors I'm going to use yet. I may do a color study after I finish doing the sketch, but I'm really happy with it. I have been praying for God to help me because I could be a perfectionist sometimes, and that little tiny bit of perfectionism could keep me in a task for way too long. So it's coming along. It's coming along.
And of course, I didn't answer it, but he blew up my phone so much that when the date was over, I had to call him back. He wanted to know, why wasn't I answering my phone? This is not like me. Well, I ended up confessing it. Oh my God, he was so mad that he threatened to end our friendship. So I tried winning him back over by doing anything to make it up to him, even though I did nothing wrong.
I think there's a roach in here.
Where?
At the door. Right there. He's dead. It looks like he's dead. Can you get him?
Dead for a long time now.
A long time? What you mean a long time? Because he's crusty?
Oh. Can't be dead a long time, else he wouldn't be.
He wouldn't be what?
No, he can't be dead a long time, else he wouldn't be here.
Yeah, because that's the first one I've seen in a while.
I think what happened, when we spray it,
Yeah.
sometimes they may try to come back out, but the spray lingers so long
Yeah.
that it just get rid of them. So they're trying to escape.
You're my hero. You know that?
I'm glad.
Yeah.
I was so afraid of losing our friendship that I embarrassed myself, endured humiliation, and begged for his forgiveness. As well, I was afraid he was also my only shot at marriage. And the sad part is, this went on for several years, up to the point I got engaged to my now husband.
Out there. Yeah, anyway.
Which that didn't take long because my husband and I got married within 90 days of meeting each other. It was the final straw and the friendship ended anyway. Anything I ever did wasn't enough to stop it from happening. If I could sum up the human experience based on my own life, it would be a moment-by-moment decision of yielding to fear or trusting God's bigger picture. Whether we are aware of it or not, there's a thin line between life and death. The fickleness of human nature reminds us daily how precious life is, and when you value something, there can be fear attached to losing it. See, fear creates a prison around you, even when you're walking around freely with your free will. Fear places a need in you to gain control of elements you will never control: the weather, traffic, how someone perceives you, the outcome of a situation, whether someone lives or dies, and the list goes on. And because control is ultimately what we want in order to avoid fear, we often end up making choices that bring those fears to life. Whatever those big fears are in your life, they will ultimately come to pass due to the dread you have about them. The big fears are the choking ones. They prevent you from experiencing the peace, security, and love of God. Those fears fill your mind with hopelessness, paranoia, and worry. If you have any of these fears, watch yourself, observe your thoughts, and notice how your body carries this fear. For me, it's always like my stomach in knots, or I feel this kind of lightheadedness. Some people have headaches or shortness of breath. You will unknowingly carry motivations in your heart that are subconsciously influencing your choices. You might think you're making a choice from your free will, but actually it's from fear. If you're afraid of being alone for the rest of your life, you'll keep all kinds of relationships and friendships around you, even if they're toxic, unproductive, or energy draining. You might be afraid of showing your natural hair. I was for a long time, and so I wore wigs, extensions, or anything that's not my hair to avoid being rejected or mocked by family, men and women, or society at large. Whatever that choking fear is, it muddles your thoughts and decisions, takes years off your life, and ruins your destiny. So, what are your biggest fears in life? Play out the worst case scenario in your mind. What is the worst that can happen? Does it stop God from loving you? Does it keep the sustaining power of Christ from showing up to restore you? Well, the answer is emphatically no. God will never stop loving you, and the power of Christ is always ready to restore. Deciding to not be afraid doesn't mean the fear leaves you and never returns. But you'll begin to introduce a new programming in your brain that will slowly bring awareness to the decisions you make around this big fear. You'll put fear in its place when it tries to steal your peace. There is no fear in love because perfect love casts out all fear. Why? Because when you receive and accept that God loves you and will forever have your best interests at heart, no matter what you face in this world, you will find that fear cannot occupy your heart. So here is the completed painting. I call it Carefree, and I wanted to depict two Black women having sort of a normal existence where their life doesn't revolve around their hair. And I've always wanted to paint Black women in a different way that's not typical African queens or slave depictions or history. I wanted the same carefreeness that you see in a lot of works of art, which there's nothing wrong with wanting to leverage cultural representations for your painting, but I always wanted something that was very childlike, freeing, feminine, and lighthearted, I suppose is that the word I want. It was challenging because this is the first time I've ever done a painting with humans, and that's very difficult because I can see where I have so much work to do in terms of anatomy and making it believable. Of course, I'm just being hard on myself. But I can't say that I'm disappointed. I'm really glad that I worked it through because God knows I was this close to wanting to scrap it all together. I can say that I like it. I like it at least. I hope you guys like it too. But yeah, so that's my first one and too many more. So now let's talk about hair. I know I said I started this video that I was doing mini twists for a reason, but I am now taking those said mini twists out after, I think I had them in for a week and then some change. So I'm taking them out now and we'll share with you guys what I plan to do moving forward with God's standard for beauty and of course with my natural hair. So let's talk about it. Just last week, I met one of my in-laws for the first time. They're from Canada and they were visiting for the holidays, and she had the most beautiful sister locks I had ever seen. And we have very similar textures. Her hair is thicker than mine, but similar textures. That was the first time I ever considered locks. So because this lock bug bit me, I was like, let's install mini twists. Just on the off chance that it's an emotional or influential decision. Like it's not me making it of my own free inspiration, you know? So that's why I put in the mini twists, and I made them as small as I could. I kept them in for a week, I believe. I didn't even keep count. It was a long time because the locking process began. I suddenly decided against it. I don't want to lock my hair. Not yet. Anyway, I'm not closed off to it. I would want to have a professional do it, you know? So that being said, girl, I took my mini twists out yesterday. And one thing I will say I love about mini twists, they do not take as long to uninstall as mini braids. But my hair is so dry, and I will say my hair tangled so bad because, like I said, the locking process began and I didn't wash my hair in the mini twists. I didn't do anything to them. They just stayed in a bun. But with the humidity here, I think my hair just started shrinking because it was shrinking and tightening the twist. So I suffered a lot of breakage, and that's why I've avoided mini twists in the past, because fine hair and low density hair and afro textured 4C category in that ballpark locks easily. So once my husband finishes in the perfumery, I will jump in the shower, wash my hair, and let you guys know what I plan to do with my hair today, because it might change in a few days from now. So I will let you guys know how that works and see if we can get this hair back to presentability. So what is the plan for 2026 for God's Standard of Beauty? My channel is taking a pivot because it is more in line with where I am spiritually now in my life versus when I was struggling with loving and embracing my natural hair. I want natural hair to feel and be normal again. I do. I feel like Black women should not have an exclusive experience when it comes to their hair when God created all women with hair. Now that I've gotten on the other side of this healing journey, I realize that it is a lie that has been sold to Black women to keep us buying products or purchasing chemicals or buying expensive hair units just to keep hiding the glory that already is on our head. And I don't want to feel like my natural hair has to be this project or this procession, this ritual that I have to constantly fixate on. My hair is just one part of me. Therefore, I want that part of me to feel free. I want it to feel normal. If we can define normal, you guys know what I mean by that. My whole journey is here on my channel and how I went from hating my hair to loving it. And going forward, I want my content to cater to the experience of being a woman. That's it. A woman who is every day learning, growing, remaining teachable, going to deeper levels of her identity and understanding who she is, her purpose, her destiny, her character, her personality, and the gift she is to the world. And I hope you girls have gathered by now that based off of the name of my channel, God's Standard of Beauty, God's standard is not physical. And it's physical in one aspect, let's put it that way. God created beautiful things. He created nature. He created people, flowers, and all these things, animals. But there is a deeper beauty that means a lot to God, that attracts him, that makes him marvel, that makes him proud of what he's created. But you only discover that beauty when you learn to reject aggressively the lies of the world and embrace wholeheartedly the truth that God has established. This type of beauty permeates through the rest of your life, through all of your relationships, through all of even your own relationship with yourself, your relationship with God, your relationship with your work, with your passions, with your hobbies, with all these things are God's standard of beauty when it's rooted in the truth of who he is and you embracing what he says about you and what he defines as beautiful. We are in a war to fight against the lies of the world that has programmed so many of us to believe that we are anything but beautiful. I have updated my channel membership so that more of you can have access to it. So I removed all of the tiers and there's only one membership package for $2.99, $2.99, $3, and you can get exclusive content. I do plan on hosting member only live streams to talk more about maybe things I'm a little bit more shy about, where I don't want like the whole internet knowing about. So I'm going to be providing those kinds of live streams, and even for you girls to be able to partake as well. Of course, always going to do natural hair videos on my public channel and the members only, but I wanted an exclusive space that was more available and accessible to you guys. So I never imagined being monetized on YouTube. I was just posting because I loved posting. I've been doing this since I was in high school. I just love creating. And so that is the pivot for 2026. In terms of what I'm going to be doing with my natural hair, I am taking an intuitive approach. So it's not about installing a protective style and then keeping it in for 2 weeks. I must keep it in for 2 weeks. Like, no, it is going to be, I feel like doing a protective style. And I do that protective style, and then if I am 5 days in and I had projected to go 2 weeks, and 5 days in I feel like I kind of want to take this down and wash my hair, that's what I'm going to do. So that is my approach for my hair care this year. I'm in a place with my hair that I just love my hair. I love that I can treat it like an accessory. It is not me, but it is part of me, and it is part of my life, and I don't have to treat it like its own separate project. I'm still going to be practicing the principles of fine hair university, because that is the best way for me to take care of my hair. It is what I have found to work in spite of all the years of trial and error. Bottom line, I will continue to do natural hair videos. They will not just be the main focus and priority of every video I upload. Okay, so we good, we got it. Happy New Year's to all of you. I hope your January is off to a good start, setting the tone for the rest of the year. And again, my husband and I will be doing a deep dive experiential talk on our experience with Hurricane Melissa. And trust me, as a girl from California, Hurricane Melissa and the aftermath, I will say, going through it, I was okay. God really kept me in perfect peace. I mean, kept me in perfect peace after too, but when I tell you the post-hurricane impact, that was not pretty. So we're going to be talking all about it on our couples channel, The Morgan Dialogues. So if you guys would like to go head over there and subscribe, we're going to hopefully have that video up soon. We just technically got our internet back today. We can share with you girls like the miraculous post. Everything was just, I even want to go into it now, but this video is going to be really long if I don't stop talking. The link to our GoFundMe for funding our church's rebuilding effort will also be in the pinned comment and the description box. And again, thank you girls again so much for your support of me. We're strangers because we've never met each other in person, but I will say, when strangers, people you've never met, can extend an encouraging word, prayers, funds, whatever it is to you, you know that the love of God is in that person's heart. Even if you don't believe in God, even if you're not fully there, or you're struggling, you're backsliding, whatever it is, God's love is in you. Because to give to someone like me, whether you subscribe to my channel, join my memberships, again, leave a wonderful comment or a prayer or encouraging word, it doesn't matter. When you do good towards me, I know that it is God's love in you. So do not take that lightly. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. All right. I'll see you girls in the next video. Have a good one. Bye.